All right, here with Oklahoma State 65-pounder D. Lockett. D, thanks for joining us, first of all, Saturday morning after your opening dual meet. How many times have you visualized making that walkout music up to that stage at Gallagher and wrestling that match?
Yeah, probably like 1,000 times. Since I was a little kid, this has been my dream, so it was amazing to finally get to do that.
You mentioned kind of last night, like, man, the kind of the nerves of that moment, and almost being like, man, what if the hometown kid, loses?
Yeah.
How, kind of proud are you able to kind of fight through those, not negative emotions, but kind of natural feelings that can maybe limit your wrestling a little bit?
Yeah, I think my coaches just did a really good job of making me chill out and sit down and then warm up and then just talking to us. And the whole week they told us, we know you're going to be nervous, just talk to us, we'll help you out, tell you what the things you need to hear, and lean into those nerves, because nerves and excitement are the same thing. Coach Taylor and my high school coach, Coach Ethan Kyle, used to say. So it all just came together, and then once I was out there, it was all wrestling. So I've been doing that for a long time.
Yeah. To me, what stood out the most in that match was the ride in the second period. I've been watching you a long time. You've always been solid in all positions, but I didn't know, can D. Lockett ride out a two-time All-American? Did you know coming into just this season, like, this could be a differentiator for me?
Well, a lot of times I wrestle freestyle on the bigger stages, so no one really gets to see it. And then high school season, I usually don't have to ride very often. But with my high school coach, Ethan Kyle, something he really emphasized was hustle riding and being able to ride when you have to. And then getting here with David, it's the same thing. And just learning little tricks like scooping out the knees, returning, making sure I can drop down, get back up, and just little things that I've learned from my high school coach and now David that I just keep on making me better on every position.
Yeah. Every wrestler's a little different on their approach in terms of they're watching the guys, not watching the guys. Are you someone that came into this match knowing what Hunter Garvin does?
Yeah, I watched him probably all week, 2 weeks so far. So, yeah, I knew he was going to shoot a single leg, try to get to the body. He shoots a little low single when you snap his wrist, and I was ready for that. And then I watched him at the All-Star Classic, and I knew he'd get tired. So I was looking to kind of weather the storm and then put up points kind of towards the end. But once I got the ride out, it was kind of different game plan from there.
Yeah. And just how was the experience, the atmosphere? It was loud in there the whole time. You got one of the loudest pops of anyone, obviously being the Stillwater kid. But what was that like, and how much did you enjoy it?
It was awesome. It was like everything I dreamed of. Like I said, I probably had 40 or 50 family tickets here tonight, or yesterday night, but it was awesome. It was just like unreal experience, and I keep going back and watching it, and I just can't wait for the next one, and next time to go score some more points for the fans. And I really want to see that confetti this year, so when there's a pin, there'll be confetti everywhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know about that. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Y'all had 3 techs, no pins yesterday.
Yeah.
So next week is the national duels. This is, when I think you're a true freshman, you were in high school this time last year, and now you're wrestling. You just wrestled a 2-time All-American, and you're going to wrestle in an absolute gauntlet next week at the national duels. Does that excite you? Are you looking forward to those matchups?
Yeah, for sure. Especially, I want to wrestle Iowa bad and wrestle Caliendo and wrestle these better guys every weekend, and just be able to prove to everyone and prove to myself. It kind of gets boring in training when you're just practicing and wrestling your teammates every day, and then when you go out there and do something like we did yesterday, it gets you back motivated and excited. And I just want to try to take out all these guys and be a true freshman national champ.
You mentioned Caliendo. A guy is, you've got Messenbrink, and then Caliendo. Really, no one beats Caliendo but Messenbrink. What have you seen in his wrestling that maybe stands out to you, or what are you going to have to be aware of in a matchup like that?
I know he has a good pace, and it looks like he keeps going, but I feel like he's a little bit slower than me, and he wrestles a little bit similar off elbows and things like that. But I think it'll be an exciting match, and especially this early in the season, I'll get to fill these guys out before March, and we have them again in a home duel in Gallagher. So I just want to get my hands on them and fill them and be able to push myself farther than I have so far.
Yeah. You've got a pretty special crew around you with these true freshmen. It was yourself, Landon Robidoux, Sergio Vega all wrestled, and there's a host of other freshmen. What was that experience like to have you three who got here, you know, in the late spring, I guess, and now you're wrestling in November in that early duel and having success? What's it been like to have that group be so good?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's crazy. All these guys coming out in the summertime and me usually here all year round by myself and training with the RTC my entire life by myself, and now having these guys coming over and getting to train with me, and then just the bond we've created since then. We're all hanging out every day. We're going eating dinner together, eating breakfast together, training together. We're all doing everything together. Do homework at the same time, watch shows at the same time. So it's awesome, and we got just more guys coming, and I know this next recruiting class is going to funnel in, and it's just going to keep rolling. And we still got Rodney Ramirez in our class too, and Austin Johnson, so Ethan T, guys like that. So it's just going to keep on coming out, and when it's their time, they're going to be ready.
Landon Robidoux, he wrestled right before you at 57. I think he put the nation on notice yesterday. You're a more of a known commodity maybe, but to see him major Cardenas, does that surprise you at all?
No, not really. Landon's like one of the hardest workers in the room always, and he's always doing the right thing, so he deserves this moment, and he's probably one of the best wrestlers that I've ever got to train with, really. I mean, he's taken out some of these high-level guys in our room at 57 pounds, and it's just been in the room so far, but now he's getting to show it, and I know he's going to win a national title too. He'll take out all those guys at 57.
Now, you said he always does the right things, but he told this story about him, your dog, and him putting some poop on your pillow. What about that?
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's a crazy move.
Yeah, well, I had a dog for a little bit from my parents' house that moved with me, and then it was like kind of potty trained, but we were always wrestling, so we weren't even taking it out that often and stuff. And they kept on pooping. They got a little crazy, so it's back at my parents' house right now, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, my unsolicited advice would have been probably like, that's a lot of responsibility for a little guy. That's funny he did that. Was that the last straw? Was that when you're like, okay, the dog's got to go back to the house?
No, it was not our choice because we kind of missed the dog still. It actually started doing better, and it got trained now, but my parents wanted it back for my other dog, and just separation anxiety between the dogs. So
Gotcha. It's also your first year of college, school. How's that transition been for you?
Good. I think Stillwater High School did a pretty good job, and it's pretty simple. They switched us over to the same thing that OSU uses, so I'm already able to go through everything and know where everything is, and it's gone pretty easy right now, all A's, so it's not too bad.
For a couple years, you've been, talking about and tweeting like, hey, you want to be a 2026 national champion. You were like a junior in high school talking about these things. Why did you know, like, I want to wrestle right away from the rip? Because some guys want to redshirt, some don't. Why did you know, like, wrestling right away was for you?
Like I said, training the RTC and stuff like that, I get to wrestle these guys in the room a lot, and I can see where I'm at. And last year and the year before, wrestling guys like DJ Hamidi or Isaac Olenek, who are guys already at this weight class and right around my size. When I get to see what I can do with those guys, I'm like, hey, give me 2 years and I'll be winning this thing too. So those guys just give me so much confidence, and even when they whip my butt, it's just like knowing how close I am and where I'm at and how good those guys are. So yeah, I started off wrestling with guys like Olenek and Cam and DJ, all those guys.
Yeah. Who would you say your main training partners are?
Probably Tyler Caldwell right now. Me and him have a really close bond. He was my kids club coach actually, and he used to drive me to tournaments. He has pictures posted on social media stuff of him driving me to local youth tournaments in Edmond, Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma. So me and him have a really close bond. And then just in the room is really anyone around my way. I wrestle with Landon a lot. Grab DJ, Jimmy, David, Zach, Facundo. So we kind of all spread out and wrestle together. I wrestle with Sergio some, and so we're kind of like all go with each other, big, small, and coaches like to switch it up sometimes, so they don't always let you go with the same person.
Is it a little surreal? I mean, you're talking about, your kid coach was Tyler Caldwell. Now he's at the university. You grew up in Stillwater, the town of the most historic wrestling team ever, and you're on this team. Like, just that is just a really unique, special experience. So do you ever like step back and think like, man, this is actually a really crazy situation I'm in?
Yeah, for sure. I'm just so grateful for it. Not many kids get to really follow their dreams like this. And I remember when I was a little kid saying I wanted to be a Cowboy. So, yeah, I'm just super grateful. And without God and Jesus, none of this would have been possible. So, really, just them and my family and my dad and mom, just my siblings, all their support. Without them, none of this would have been possible. And they push me every day, and my brothers are still pushing me. I have a brother right now, he's like 11 or 12 on the freshman big board, now going to be a sophomore, and he barely wrestles. So I just got to keep pushing and make sure he can't pass me.
What's his name?
Jaden Adams.
Jaden Adams. Okay, we'll keep
Yeah,
an eye
yeah.
out for him. All right, last question. I think, what do fans that are going to be watching the national duels? What should they expect from the Cowboys?
Like you seen yesterday, we're all going to go try to score points and put more points on the board than we did last night. And we're going to all wrestle tough and wrestle in every position. And we want to win, and we're going to win. So be looking forward to us winning.
All right, D. Lockett, appreciate your time as always. Thanks. Enjoy your Saturday, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.